Right, we're back with some more stupid Balatro, going for the dumbest Naneinf of all time. I have, since last time, gone back a bit and I've fixed like the vouchers. And that was really just some shopping, so incredibly boring stuff, but it's now sorted. So we just need to beat this thing. We should be able to get the vouchers that we want, and then we can do whatever. I mean, black deck I think everyone struggles with outside of seeded. Oh yeah, I'm also manually converting the deck to kings. Do we have any glass cards? Does it matter? We have... Can't hear the game, that's the problem. But this should be fine, maybe, probably. I mean, the photo doesn't even matter here if we have all the glass disco cards anyway, so you can just sit on the side. I don't have any game audio. I mean, I think we had 12 tags. I went back to... Because the problem was that we didn't do this correctly either. We need to buy the voucher. Don't talk and do things at the same time, apparently. Like the only thing I'm supposed to be good at. But it's just, since so many blueprints are eternal on Black Stake, it was just a matter of bending the Invisible Man into some colas and also just making more cash, rolling super stupidly deep. But why is there no game audio? There should be. That's the one. Crash surprise. Okay, business as usual. Nothing is gonna work. And, I mean, you should not be able to tell the difference here, but I am, to make things even worse, playing Balatro on my third screen to the left, because I can't play it windowed on the full screen and record in the correct resolution. So it has to be this now. Okay. We are alive. There's sound, which is not very loud, but whatever, it works. We have some cool kings. Get a disco guy involved. And we can now play skip, because this is going to take a million years. And then we can go slow down. Not main menu, settings. Sometimes you just have to... I mean, it depends on how long you want to like seed science things up. Because I don't want to dig like 2,000 cards deep in a shop. Like, I don't care. It's just... It's too much for nothing, really. This is now off. I changed the speed. I don't remember if I changed it all the way down. Okay. Main problem, as always. I'm not awake doing these streams lately at all. Okay, we only really care about one voucher. The funny thing now is, with only like, I think we have like 4 vouchers more than last time. And when I tested this I think I got like 5 blanks, so something has gone wrong. We also had, if you missed last time, we had some peak Invisible Man, where we had 2 Invisible Men at the same time, because I needed them to be blueprints or colas to get the tags. And of course you get one Invisible Man becomes the other Invisible Man, who becomes the first Invisible Man. So they've just both reset and given us nothing. That's a lot of vouchers, which is good. Speed up first, do a save because I'm gonna forget. And we have... There has to be a retcon here because we have like 7 million blanks. So the problem now is... Well, I guess theoretically we don't have as many problems now. One more blank in the back, because why not? But it would be nice to not buy all the extra card stuff. The hologram, I vaguely remember that. I haven't looked at it in 1,000 years, but... What you mean, so we still got the $4 for selling them each. I guess that's pretty cool. Or cooking them for 2 rounds. So the problem with these now is that if we want to do fancy things, we want to have hieroglyph available. If we don't buy these, it's just a gamble. And I know we have like a fancy... Yeah, but that's like the one negative tag that I'm gonna beans with it. But I'm thinking of doing... I think it was you that said it, that we can roll up like a blueprint in Ante 16, go into 17, use the tag, maybe go down in Ante and land 2 across 2 Antes, and that sounds very big brain to me. So we'll try that. But Ante 15 we have... Where am I? Nothing in judgments as far as I'm aware. We have probably enough score, I don't really know, or I've paid no attention whatsoever. We have there's a bloodstone in the next, so that doesn't really matter. But we need to convert the deck, so we need death cards. We could also bring, like we could burn the queens, but we might as well just turn them into kings. Do we need anything else? We need to start printing these because it's Ante 15. We need 340 of each minimum. And we do need more blueprints and stuff for score anyway, so... Nice, so then we have nothing that's available for ectoplasms, which is nice. We have a showman, so we should be able to find death cards. We have... we must have glass kings, right? Yes, we do. It's just that they are going to blow up, so... What a mod to just make spectral cards even more cool. We're on black stake. Again, do I care in... Because this is... If we don't care about anything in the shop... Like, we could get this guy, for example. I had like a quick look at blocking, but... It's quite slow to experiment with, and generally you need to go through, at least what I can find in this seed. It's like more than 6 jokers that I need to carry just to be able to maybe block it into something that's still not useful. So I think we're just gonna skip that for now. But that is something that I'm up for doing, like in general. But that's going to have to be planned in between runs. So we might as well make Disco Kings, because why not? And Steel Kings, because if we're running reserved parking anyway, we don't actually care about gold cards. Well, that could change in the future, because things could go all sorts of horribly wrong, but for now it's fine. And I kind of want to, if I can avoid it, not just shop for 7,000 years in between every round. Only 2, right? Oh. Right, so we're looking for colas and stuff still, then it's always something to forget. I should have notes on colas. There's 1 in 15. There are colas in judgments, but I think that's also quite deep. So what if we just search again? Cola. In 15. I mean, it should not be that hard to find. We need like 1 cola and a couple of blueprints, or several colas. It should be fine. But it's still good to check, like... There's potentially 2 in this, aren't there? At least 1. I mean, 2 AM. Depends what you need to do the next day. Okay, we have a cola already. We are... I mean, cash is pretty good, so I don't think there's a problem selling the dice. We need probably this for score. We need this for cash. This is better than that for cash. Let's get the cola. And the problem I have now is that all the... First of all, we don't have that many blueprints. But they are all also negative, so we can't just... Well, we shouldn't just burn one because it's vaguely more insane than normal. There should be at least 2 brainstorms in this, aren't they also? Oh, school. Yeah, I mean, the economy is not great, but it also doesn't have to be incredible for this to be doable. Because I think we already have the ability to print the cards we need, but we are going to need more blueprints for score, and that's going to require more cash. But what do we do with this brainstorm? Like, what do I say? I need to just look in the store. That's what I have to do. So that we can do it right, so we don't have to redo it 7,000 times, because last week was horrible in all sorts of ways. Yeah, sleeping sounds like the big brain decision. So all we need to do is see where we have a brainstorm. If it's eternal, is whatever. But when we see it, we can see what we have afterwards, what we could burn. There's a showman directly after it, basically, and reserve parking, so that's fine. That's good news. Let's just do like a random amount of rerolls and then move on. Play around. Burger Man. And I'm just gonna assume that I have the score to survive. I don't actually even know. So we don't have a mime, so it's just slamming the cards and just get whatever cash we get. We still need to convert all of these queens into kings for baron stuff later, but we shouldn't need a baron for a while. It's possible now though that maybe we should play. I can also do this just because I want to have, and this needs to be more even, because we can't beans all the cards already. The hand size is mediocre. We are going to, what's the ectoplasma? It's -6. We haven't used that many. But a flush 5 now on the sock. Surely that's better than reactivating this guy, because that retriggers all of them and they are all glass disco cards. $32E, right? We have some margin, which is nice. Well, the hand size is all the bean glitch in, aren't they 8? Like where I do the stupid thing of selling like 7 brainstorms. But this is what we've done with the colas now also, is that now we have, where is it? We have retcon, so we can roll up Crimson Heart in ante 12, 16 also, so we can do the same thing again. The problem is that this time I can't just sell all my negative. I mean, I can, but it's going to be wasted ectoplasm. So, brainstorm, what did I say? I said we had a reserve parking or a showman after it. I did. That means we can do this. And then we can choose, like, if we need more tags. Wait, is it in 17 we go down, right? So, we had 2 in this, aren't they? There's at least 1 in 16, so we have enough. We shouldn't have to sell brainstorms for colas, although it's also kind of funny to do. Just force him to pretend to be a cola only to burn him for a double tag. I don't need this negative tag. This negative tag becomes a bloodstone in the next ante. And I had a look at blocking that also. It's not going to become anything good. But in 17 we have a tag that we should be able to land on in both 17 and 16 is the plan with the double tags. If I understand it right. But now we don't have a reserved parking. Are you still on? No, you're not on. So I think I just sell that again, because we shouldn't need that many. It again depends on if they are covered with foil or disco or whatever. After the negative smeared. I mean, I remember looking at those last time. I don't remember what's immediately after them. So I see after the first smeared, I see a drunkard and a lucador. But there was one more. You're probably right. It's just how deep is it in the shop? Is the problem. I think I had a look at this yesterday and I saw like at least a blueprint I could land. But I have no memory of. Okay, so I've searched 900 cards deep. I can't even see the second one. But we have multiple colas here, so I think we can get away with like... So like this guy would be nice, but we can't have him because Eternals. Welcome. New cool person. So more digging is more good for more cola. Could also again rely on this man. He's the worst man of them all. We could use more ectoplasms. But I'm thinking we probably wait with that until after the beans. And then we can go probably hard on them and we don't have to... With some luck we only have to do one more bean. Would be nice. Don't really need the natural negatives for anything, but might as well have them. We do kinda need wheels. I mean, invis is terrible. The double invis last time was literally peak Balatro. So after this guy we have these two, so that's not gonna be a good... It's also in the next anti, that's why. Right. Never mind, now I see. Maybe. Perfect. So now if we want to ectoplasm, this is the only target. That's good news. We have one round left still. Right, I saw like 2 more colas in here, so it should be good with just the colas. We don't even have to burn rainstorms, which is cool. Oh yeah, that's the... I saw that mentioned on the Balatro Discord. And there is already something that uses the GPU called Emulate, but it's like... It's a bit more complicated to use, and it only runs on NVIDIA graphics cards, which I think is the same for the new tool coming out, so I can't run them. But this one said that it will default to a CPU if it can't find an NVIDIA card, so then it's actually runnable on AMD or whatever else also, which is cool. I did not think that when I started making videos that was gonna be a problem, but it turns out that it kinda is. Just having the wrong hardware. Burger Man. And again, now I don't really care about doing the perfect rerolls in the shops, I'm just gonna go for it. I think as long as we are actively relying on glass cards, I'm just gonna make glass cards. Because it doesn't matter with reserved parking. It's possible still that if we slam in enough ectoplasms that maybe we want to take it instead. And then we will need more cards, but that's a future problem. We can always just buy a couple of cryptids every shop. Which 2 are we skipping over with this tag? Because I don't see a way to make this tag usable at all. I mean, I could look way deeper for... Do we have any aces left? We don't. We had like a million E's anyways. I think we can do just some regular disco kings. It's maybe fine. Will we just have the glass card later because it doesn't matter now? Still get the same amount of value out of this. We don't have... Yeah, whatever, should be good. Like, this is the kind of math that's my kind of math. We can just vaguely guess that we will be fine. The chosen ticket, maybe we should grab it. Yes, so I'm eating all the brainstorms and blueprints. So if you're never finding any, that's why. But this time, I mean, I did redo this off stream because it's just a load of shopping, it's just boring, but I did have to make up a lot of double tags. And that was done by just Shane buying blueprints, forcing them to pretend to be a cola, selling the blueprint for a double tag, and doing that like 8 times maybe. So it's worse than normal with the amount of blueprints. I've also I think I sold 7 brain prints in on the 8th. So where's the... I did see this cola. Again, I want to just check if we have... Reserve parking should be the easiest one to replace. Because it's... Or we are actually past this, right? And I have no idea where I am. But it's good if we can just know which Joker is coming up that we can replace, so we don't have a cash problem. We often end up with, because even doing these exceptionally dumb setups, we don't actually need super optimal place. So we generally end up with more cash than we need, but I'd rather just go in and have more cash, which is more good, than end up not being able to afford things. And now especially we had to buy more vouchers. Means that we have playing cards and whatever in the shop. Everything is more expensive. I mean, it is always like more effort on shopping than anything else. I think we just burn you again. Like, we have 21k is kind of fine. But is this the last one? I didn't even look at this. It's also a big problem. Just want to look at the thing, but already by the time the 2 seconds it's taken me to click to look at the thing, I've forgotten what the thing is that I want to do. Dice is good, but if we don't have parking now, so it's completely useless until we have that again. I think we also have... If we want one more cola, we have to drag it up now. But it's really just a nice thing that we don't have to, like, if everything had to be, every single play had to be perfection throughout this, I don't think I would even do it. It's just, it would be too much annoyance. So, like, unless this is just super wrong, we should already have enough tags, but it's better to have, like, a few more tags than to just beans everything and not know. Also nice to have a keybind for rerolling so we can do more cola, right? And then again, it's just gonna be you. And now, instantly resolved. Okay, perfect. That's... I wish that was planned. It's... My first language is Swedish, but I used to care more about the accent a million years ago. Now I don't really care anymore, but I kind of exist in English, so I'm forgetting more Swedish than English words these days. And now we can just play, right? We have the score for like a couple of Morantes. I don't even know how many, because it doesn't really matter. Do we care? Do we care about Serpent or whatever? Like, we could always squeeze more cash out of the Serpent. Still don't see how to make any of these negative skips that cool. Because it's definitely possible to find like a stretch of cool jokers in the shop. Or we can do all sorts of shenanigans, but kind of tricky to find even if you have like 15 tags, chances are you hit like Brainstorm first, and then you hit like 13 garbage things, and then you have maybe something good at the end also. And again, without the mime, this is very easy. It's just play one card always. Not the glass cards first though, because we do kind of need them. But we don't have that many cards, so... Also handy is so fantastic, just... When I've done runs where we have like 50 hands, if we don't have animation skip, it's like half an hour to play one round. And now instead we can do like 60 seconds or whatever, depending on how slow I am. It's the limiting factor now. I think we even need glass cards still, but we will need them soon. So that's a good voucher. We can re-roll this guy because we have retcon. But what we should do now is we should try to... Actually, what vouchers are we missing? What are the chances? So we're missing 3. And then we have the ones that to go down in Ante. Is that everything? So we have like a 25% chance. No. Can land the 3 of these or the... What is it even called? Hieroglyph. That's a pretty good find with triple shad. It's just the way I'm playing this game, where if I'm going to sell every negative thing I have for a bean, that's going to get nuked. But if we're keeping everything, that's a great find. Right, and this is also the bean. Okay, so how do we do... There's no way we score with just the glass cards here, right? If we delete the sock. So we need to have... We might have to keep this guy, or we have to have a stupid amount of... What's it called? Steel cards. And I also have... I know there's been like 38 cards deep here, so I'm thinking maybe we just play around. Then we grab the beans, or we play 2 rounds, grab the beans, and then we just re-roll to set up for a negative and see if that works. Should also speed things up a bit. Or is there anything in... No, 19 is the next important judgment, which I'm going to forget, but... Can at least attempt to remember. So now we actually need cash to dig for beans. And I never remember like previous runs where the can make more steel, like 1 more steel card. Wow. And then we get like the disco guys and like 1 or 2 glass nerds. So if we want to beat this boss without the sock, I don't see a way to do that currently. Because 27E, like with 5 glass cards, sure, but we also have 5 blueprints on a sock, like that's gonna be hard to replace. So I think we just... Because the first bean is so early, I'm just gonna play. And then we just dig, and we see what we can do. Just use decrypted, because why not? So that's a steel guy. Because now we already have a burglar and we have a decent amount of brainstorms. We also have a negative photo that we could keep this instead of the shad, but is this one photograph with 5 brain prints and 5 glass steel cards, is that gonna be enough? Seems a bit far-fetched still. That's a steel guy. Also having this hand size is tricky to work with. Because now we kind of want to burn most things. We're doing just Balatro madness as always. It's always this kind of shenanigans. We're going for like the dumbest Naneinf attempt I can imagine. Which is going to be 340 Sock&Buskin and one single Pareidolia, so we can play 5 disco cards and score the big old cool forbidden number. Save before the beans. Take a note of this because chances that I do this wrong quite high, as always. So where are we? Right, so we have a save. I mean, yeah, I would like the smear to be... I think we also have one slot for a joker because we got the... misprint is either chosen one. Negative splash. Every negative... Well, most of them that we have I'm going to burn now anyway. Bean. So we can definitely replace this. We can't replace the burglar. We can replace the showman, but it has to be last. We could grab... Is it worth just grabbing 3 cryptids to drag in to have more steel cards? That's gonna be helpful, right? So then we can just spend the death cards here instead. Make more steel nerds. So make another rock if we want to. Also, this is why we need... I never remember which is the sell quick button, so if I misclick it, we're going to just delete the entire joker pile. But that's still better than nothing. If we can find... I mean... free cash. Not bad. But it's also this... It's slow to just buy all these cards. It's a shame that the DNA is eternal. So I haven't even looked how many beans we have here, but I think we've had like 4 beans. In the past. We could grab a Baron, but then chances are that we... I mean, that's more guaranteed than the sock for sure. Because there's no way we score without retriggering this guy. Let's just bring him. I do want to run without the scoring joker, with, if possible, but more cola. I guess we burned the Baron. Can't do the showman now. Can do this actually smarter. But I think we can't do it without the scoring joker since we're not on plasma is the way I'm thinking about it. Look, I don't see a way how that's gonna be possible. Even finding the beans in the first place is taking forever. Yeah, that's a massive cat. And I think I said on the Discord, but that means my cat next to that is like a 5 pixel wide thing, and he's just going to retire forever now. He's done. More Baron. Could have bought the Baron because she should have. So the problem now is also if I'm digging super deep for the beans, that means I'm most likely going to roll beyond however far I've looked in the shop. We should buy the Chaos now, not the Eternal one, but... And that means that I don't know if there are blueprints or where they are, rather. Looking bad on the beans, because even going in with 2 beans is gonna be Pretty terrible odds. More cola. Could sell a bean. Can't do the showman. We need the burglar. Kinda want this for more hands. Baron cat. Some of those things should be in mods, right? How many beans do we have in this ante actually? Bean. 1. If we dig 750 cards deep, we have 4. It's a bit of a stretch. So do we just burn the Baron? Why not? Have a few extra tags, because more tags is more good. I still don't really have a plan on this. It would be nice to find some cryptids again. We can make more steel cards. It's more good. But more copying jokers is always good. I wish we could also copy the bean here. Make things easier. Instead I'm going to burn all my cash fishing for 1 more bean, only to learn that we don't have enough score anyway. And the problem here is again that first of all, I probably can't afford more than 1 bean, if even that. But then beyond that, we also want... So this is a blueprint we could go for with a negative tag, but then we would have to go in with 2 beans. So that's at 231 bucks. So that is possible for a negative tag, and that's probably worth more than attempting more beans. But let's just burn the cash now anyway, so we know what we have, if we can reach 1 more bean. This is where the vouchers are problems also. We have too many extra cards. We could have had way more cash also, but that would mean more time in setup and stuff, and kind of want to finish the things. Okay, so we can afford 2 beans. It's gonna crash? No. Nice. Did we just bring a troubadour? That's like a... What else can we bring that actually helps? Because this guy is now at 231. So we stop here. We do the boss with 2 beans. Absolutely awful odds. Well, that's the thing with the planets. Not the planets, the vouchers. If I don't grab them, I'm not gonna... My chances of landing retcon by this point is down by a lot. And we also have more vouchers that can show up. So what I'm hoping to do now is that we have the voucher to go down in ante next ante, and we can use a negative tag in 2 antes. And if I then have not bought all the other vouchers, chances are lower that we find the one that we need. So it's very specific, but... So of course it would be nicer to just skip some of them, but then there are problems either way. So let's just do a save here. Also, I'm just taking notes so I can go back if it goes wrong. Before the blueprint. And then we just try this horrible bean setup. Probably one of the worst I've ever had. So we need the burger man. And we have to sell the showman, sell the card, keep the beans. Don't need a bull or you or you or you. We need Perkio. So this is like, it's... The odds are awful. So I think we just burn this guy also. We have to keep this guy. We can sell this after we go in. We don't need to keep all of these, but I've used ectoplasms on them, so it's a massive waste. And we're still going to have a decent amount of hands. Yeah, that's the thing. If someone else could spend those 10 decades for me and I could just be the card monkey that makes the video and talks and stuff, that would be fine. But I don't have that kind of time. Okay, so good news. Instantly bean. Sell you, we sell you. They're gonna come back when I go to main menu anyway, I think. But I'd rather just do this to be sure that we get the bean. Then we play one hand. Bean to bean is bad, because that cancels out. Like the worst thing that could have happened. So they're gonna just quit, just in case. And I don't know if we have the score anyway with this. But let's just see. It's not a bean, that's not a bean. That's a bean. Because if we can land the negative tag on 2 things, that's kind of worth more than the bean here anyway. And generally, if you're going to do a bean and keep so many jokers, I would have wanted to have like 4 beans to compensate, but then I have to go back and have more cash. Can we get one more? No. Yeah, this is pretty bad. And then we try, like, so the only thing we can do, make more steel nerds, many as possible, and we play 5 glass kings. What's a steel king? Can't even see if they are all glass. Okay, this is most likely not enough, but whatever, let's try it. Well, we did score 14E already somehow, so maybe it's fine. Just barely fine. Nice. So the good news is that we have, if we have the right voucher, we can do a big cool tag. Went better than expected. We didn't gain that much hand size. We don't have the right voucher. Perfect. So the idea was use this on a brainstorm. Go down in Ante. Grab also a blueprint. Just nice and close. But then now we instantly have another problem where we don't have a showman. So the brainstorm that I want to slam the tag on, is not going to exist unless we find the showman first. There is a showman early in this. Ante, at least that's good news. We can get a disco vagabond and just nuke all the cash. We don't need the beans, but until we have something else, more hand size is more good for more cash, for more stuff and things. Enforcement. Okay, so do we have, in 17 we have probably nothing. There should be a Baron actually in a judgment in this Ante. I don't know how deep, so I was too lazy to take notes. We could block. But we just need to fit in so many more cards. Like, Ectoplasm is already at -6. We can slam in a couple of more, but we really only have, as far as I know, 1 useful tag now. We don't have that many natural negatives that are useful. So what we could do is that we could look at the natural negatives that exist, and if we could block them into like a sock or reserved parking or whatever, that would be great. I just don't know. Wait, so with this brain print, with 5 tags we can get the reserved parking in there also. That's not terrible. Not the best in the universe, but it's not bad. And I'm gonna just probably grab that for the sake of speed. Mimes Eternal. So we'll see. I think we still need... It depends on the hand size we have. But with whatever amount of cards I looked, we need probably 14 brain prints. Which I have done in the seed before, but that has included way better bean setups than this. So we shall see. Let's just get this, spend them in here. More steel guys, because why not? But we can sell you, buy you, re-roll, sell. Nice. Golden ticket better than nothing. We should see a cola soon. And after that we have the brainstorm. Missed another... whatever his face is called. Oh, we have a random fortune teller also. We also need score soon. For now I think it's better to have the death cards, just so we can convert the deck, because it's not that well managed currently. So those of you that have seed scienced up this seed, have you found any natural negatives that you've been able to block into something cool? I've taken some notes, they're not the best, but... So when I looked at the smeared, for example, I had this. But it's like, if it takes that many steps and more, it's just unlikely to ever. Keep thinking, why is this so expensive with us? Because we have so many trash cards in the shop. Okay, good. Hack. Can probably do one more. I'm just gonna save just in case. Okay, so next is a gluttonous and then brainstorm. So if we can get one joker and more random trash, that's pretty good. We get nothing. Okay, perfect. So that means we can also land a negative parking. We can save a slot. Or we can... It's also possible to carry over the tags into the next ante, but then we get a madness. It's also not gonna help. So this is gonna be good enough. Yep, good call. I actually have eyeballs today. Sort of. We don't have a burglar now, which is bad though. Less cash. Just to make some. Yeah, so we're drawing literally the entire deck into hand. So hand size is 88, that's also not bad. So it's kind of nice not having to play 4,000 hands, but I also didn't buy a sock, so we have... Perfect, we don't have... I didn't think of picking up anything for score. Good brain stuff. Glass. It's also, we have to use some ectoplasms to make this playable. That's the glass dude. That's the glass dude. Just like being trolled by your own cards. Or maybe I'm just being trolled by my eyeball because it's not the best. The glass, I saw one. Oh yeah, so you mean we could have had, in between here we have an egg, bootstraps, and 8-ball. Not a bad idea, but then we need to find those. But at least I see the point. Or just that, yeah. Fine, we can try that. It's a very big brain move. Any move... Not enough now. That's based on burning the showman is a good move, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, let's also grab something for score. This is too late in the... Yes, there was definitely something for score in here, right? Even that is good enough. Because we don't have 10 hands to play without the burglar. Having the beans is technically more cash also, right? Because it's bigger hand size is more good. Shad is also good, true, if we find him. I mean, as usual, we're probably finding shads. I'm not seeing them. It's just the way that it goes. Disco King. I'm hoping we can have literally only disco cards also. It's like no reason not to. Another photo, technically score. Technically also score, not really that good, not enough. The big 1.75 of the throwback. That is actually score. Mime would be good for cash, that's true. We have a natural negative mime in the next ante, and he's also, good news, not eternal. It's actually useful. More cryptid is more steel cards is more score. But surely there was a Dusk, a Shad, a Sock. Is there only photographs? Like, you can't photo Shad with only photos. I mean, technically, I guess if you have enough blueprints running through the photograph, it's kind of a very backwards way of running a photo Shad. That's not a Dusk. Do we get this for like 1.5 multipliers? I don't know how much the beans are worth though, because again, more cards, but we are going to have every card in hand anyway. What's in the judgments? There's nothing early that's any good, right? No, we need like 1,000,000 blueprints. Brainstorms, the other one. What are they called? Judgment. It's just more part. There's more cash options, not more score options. Okay, so we have. Was there something even earlier? Like, was there a Shad? Because I don't think we went back all the way to the start. So it's still possible that I missed something earlier. There is a steel joker we could use literally first in this shop. Else I don't see anything before this brainstorm, and we can't afford going beyond it. I think we can fix this by just going... Oh, is this round 45? Here, maybe? Nope. This guy is literally the only thing I see. It could be something else that I'm not seeing also. This is also an Eternal Dusk. It's a shame. Disco Vagabond is also technically score. But now we know we don't have that much we can grab, so now we can just kind of roll through. Just not too fast, because I'm gonna miss the few things that were useful. We need you. Not enough to matter. We could get hand levels also. I don't think it's gonna matter much now. What do we have, like flush 5, level 4? Because I haven't cared, as is tradition. That is not terrible. Still, so we grab. Just burn a bean. We're not gonna have enough cards. And I'm also just gonna bring these into the round. Chaos saving so much cash. The other photo that I could have bought. Also missed. But I think we can get away with just, like, we have enough blueprints for this to be enough score. So the seltzer should be fine, since we're not gonna find a burglar in time for this anyway. Okay, I guess we do spend one cryptid here then. Or two. Yeah, we're not gonna make a crazy amount of cash now anyway, but why am I not seeing the photographs until I have rerolled? But the seltzer should be fine, so we just need to find... It's the cola again, and then we have the... Too many things to look at the same time. We could get maybe one more disco wheel also. Would be cool. Not necessarily. Okay. I did have even more photographs. Okay, so now we should be able to do it's 1 or 2 more rerolls, and then we have it. So the gluttonous nerd is correct. And we're staying in the same amount as we can wait with buying this. But then I guess we should buy that also, or do we just wait? Because I think we just skip that and we wait and see what happens. And now retrigger this guy. Buy the planet thing. Do a save. Move on. We don't have a burglar. We just go in. Oh right, you meant that way. I was looking the other way. We get reserved parking because we already have a photo, but we could have 2 photos. I'm thinking we will have to grab a Baron soon anyway, so if we have the cash guy covered. Because to get 1, 2, 3. No, that's a 1, 2. Yes, 8 tags is enough, but we don't have enough the other way. There's also a photo the other way. But it's another thing to redo. I think we just grab having reserved parking for free. It's not going to be as good long term. I guess it's true. This is also too late. It's before the cola. Okay. So then instead I'm looking for an eternal marble, and then we have the guy. Because he wasn't disco or anything, I'm assuming. Didn't look. But if that's the guy that we bought, it should be fine. But it should be soon. Half man. Blue man. Red man. Chaos man. So it's Eternal Marble, Ice Cream. Next is the photo. And then we get a negative cola that we can carry also. I think I did that last time. We just had that around forever. And just this is enough with the glass cards. That's better than the photo. Again, I'm really looking forward to finding some like 12 blueprints that we can do. So we have a smaller hand size, so this is easier to play. Okay, 37, so that's where we will be with the sock also. Good to know. No, it's just funny to have a negative cola because we can always burn every single brainstorm we find. If only we were playing twos. We don't have enough. We're 2 off. Perfect. Green man. I mean, this is at least quick to just redo. Are we going to have a burglar? We're not going to have any discards to use, so that's also not possible. I wish we could sort by edition also, so we could just have all the glass cards to one side. Could have been smarter to not have them all be disco, because then we could see things more good. Okay, good. And we could, I can sell this and the showman and we just see what we find. It's easy to just save. Because we have one of those coming up that we might as well have negative. They are still what they were. Okay, it didn't update with the showman. It's kinda, that's a bit of a shame. So I burned him for nothing. And then now we have to find a new one before we find blueprints. Or just go back is probably easier. Yeah, but all the other ones did not. Like they didn't change after I sold the showman. Might as well have the random madness for now. Not the dagger though, because that's gonna ruin everything. Okay. Oh yeah, because I don't have doubles of them anyway. I was thinking I could block them, but turns out I'm just asleep. As usual. So we have things we can replace. Now we're just not that rich currently. So we need a mime. Preferably for more cash, speed, and a burglar. Or we could just have like 1,000 photos. I mean, one more tag was definitely possible. It's just gonna be slow to go back. There's supposedly a natural negative cool banana in here also. But I think I haven't dunked the normal banana. But where I know there's so many blueprints and stuff in here, I just don't know where. If you want this, we have one in the judgment. That's pretty cool. But I haven't written any down in my notes here. But it should be possible to find a mime or something just for cash. What we don't need? We don't need you. Or maybe we do. Because the seltzer is not gonna last. So we need a burglar, we need a sock or something like. I have broken one. I have an older video where I think I grabbed like 8 of them or something. We can definitely do more with all the new stuff that we know now. But one did explode. Of course, with the 1 in 1,000 chance. Bean, and too late now. Disco bus. Eternal chaos. It's just exceptionally hard to find anything for score now, apparently. Or we could, might as well just do that then if we have. Well, we're still not gonna get a new one of you though. We don't have a burglar, that's still pretty good. But now it's like I can't roll away my ability to make, like, I need to be able to make cash. The burglar here looks pretty deep. This should not be that hard, so I must have missed something somewhere. With like both cash and score. Was there a lucky is nothing? That's like a rock that has been converted back to a lucky card. Usually breaks them. What it looks like. Are we gonna have to just go in the next, aren't they? Do we have an eternal blueprint in the next, aren't they? Which is fantastic. We have the mime, which is nice, but we need the burglar. We're not gonna be able to make that much cash. Why is he so... There's 2... Like, this is the problem. We need to be able to find non-eternal blueprints before we run into a score wall. Okay, let's just roll away the cash. If we find a burglar, cool. If we don't, whatever. More showman. Negative eternal random guy. Shad. Okay, so no point rolling that deep. So do we just save the cash instead? Because we can live with seltzer still into the next downtime, then we can make... Or actually it's gonna run out, right? Because if we want to play the hands for cash. Is Steel Guy relevant here? I don't know. Yeah, you should save it. One more hand level, so that's gonna save everything. I'm gonna skip that and we'll see what we find. And we can also... Like, we don't have enough cards anyway, so Serpent, I guess, doesn't make any sense. So let's just do whatever. Do we need the seltzer to score? Because this is the easy way. I'm gonna sell one more. Because we should have enough blueprints and stuff coming that should be fine. But if we can just speed up to get some blueprints, everything is fine, then we can go faster, which is more good. Where are they? 5 glass cards. 45E, but that's again with the seltzer retriggering. Okay, we're going to find only these things. 18, we have the mime, which is cool. I don't think we have anything in a judgment here that matters. Or that's not like super late. We have... It's like 4 blueprints here, which is cool. I know at least 2 of them are eternal, which is a problem. There is a burglar, I don't know how deep. There is the Baron also that maybe we can consider now. Take it is not that helpful. Yeah, but a Shad should be easy to find here also. So Eternal Blueprint 1. I'm also just gonna forget what I need as I roll for it. But we need score, we need blueprints, we need burglar. So like, we need most things. Might as well slam these in, I haven't checked, but on the off chance that it's a sock or whatever, it could be something relevant that's not super amazing. Or that. Marble Man, we could make a couple of more rocks. Bean. I mean, technically useful. Do we... Because it's just... The mime is just better if we have many steel cards anyway. But that's not gonna matter. Baron is eternal. But we have a Burger Man, cool. Okay, now we have... We still need way more blueprints, obviously, but we have hands, we have cash, with the dice also. We have a photo, we have a mime probably for just raw steel card score. But I think we still need to keep digging to find... Disco Boot. So I'm not gonna just look in the shop, but we need to just roll away like a reasonable amount of cash so that we have a chance to dig for blueprints. There's really not much else we need the cash for anyway, so just like that's an arbitrary good enough amount of rerolls. Use this because why not? More. We're still setting up for Baron also. $67 kings. Why is it always the bad number when I look? Okay, but now we also want to split, right? So is this like the trigger? So the card play, most of the cards play twice anyway. So it's 5 times here with the ticket running 4 times. That's pretty good. Close enough. What's the... We can't re-trigger the mime. He's too powerful. Instantly. Right. Mime. I don't know what the score is now, but we're making cash, so everything is fine. Okay, whatever. The mime is too strong. Welcome to the madness. We're trying to find 7 million more blueprints to make this runnable. So blacks, I mean, it's interesting with Eternals, and we do 1000% need exactly one Eternal dude to make this work. It's just also making everything so much harder. We have a dice, so realistically 1 in like 400 wheels should land. And then we can do this magical trick where more disco... We could do more disco rock, but in this case... Or actually, if we have Pareidolia, they count as face cards. Does that mean that they work for reserved parking, so we don't even need... They could technically all be disco rocks, that would be kind of cool. But in this case, I think I'm going less disco rock. We keep the math simple. We only have to count to 5 rocks for the final cool hand. I mean, that's actually gonna make some cash, funnily enough, in this one round at least. Because I'm assuming that just randomizes every single time. There's also good news. In the next ante I can probably guarantee a blueprint with a magic trick. I mean, Dusk is 100% the smart choice, so Dusk would have been the good move. Plasma deck would also have been the smart move. And that is exactly why I'm doing... So we need twice as many retriggers, so even if we went Dusk, we need twice as many cards, which is already insane. But then I'm gonna do all the Eternal socks, and I'm going to find some kind of magical way to have a Pareidolia at the end. So it's like, I'm doing this specifically because it's a very stupid thing to do. That's the logic. Logic is that there is no logic, or an extremely backwards logic. So it's like... Ludic Sean, I think, is the channel who... He did a Disco Rock Naneinf recently. So I thought, what is the dumbest Naneinf I can imagine that I also think is doable? And this is the one. There's probably better options still. So we don't need this. We still don't have a sock, but the mime is already powerful enough. So we can again bring double Invisible Man or some exceptional trolls. Because what else were they gonna do? This is good. Burglar that's immune to ectoplasm. Very big brain move. Wheel good, especially when you have dice. Make only card that you want to actually have ectoplasm on. be able to be ectoplasm slammed, whatever the word is. I mean, we could also try at some point the most shad photo shad build of all time, where we have like, I don't know, a photo and like 500 shads. See where that can go. Because I literally never play photo shad because I don't play this game normally ever. So I haven't really tried it much. But I hear it's quite a cool thing. I mean, that would be nice if you can make that mod where we used ectoplasm the entire shop. Oh yeah, we don't need this because we have that, so we can actually... Right. We have room to do a hiker. This is technically what, like... Does this scale? Is that actually good? For every $5 we have 10 grand. Or is it just better to have one more reserved parking too? I'm gonna go with... It's easier to not bring one extra thing anyway. We also have more rounds. But where are, like, there's no socks, there's no blueprints, there's no brainstorms, there's no... More wheel? Okay, good. The wheels are sort of working. I mean, if everything is negative, we can probably throw out the showman, find another negative showman when we need him for dupes. Because if everything is negative... Is it still capped at 20? That's trash. But it's like we throw out the showman just because it's a tradition around here. So now we have a guaranteed score for a while also. I still think with the hand size we have the mime is probably better. And instantly another sock. Showman doing showman things. But there is a way to play... Cryptid has something that makes everything negative, right? We finally have a blueprint. He's foil, so we can't slam an ectoplasm in his face. Perfect. Yeah. So there is actually a trick with... Yeah, the mime is just negative. That's an egg. That's a mime. This could technically be a mime. So we need the burger man. We really don't need two invisible dudes, but we have them, so it's kinda... It's gonna burn the sock, whatever. Yeah. Okay, things could be worse. But now... And everything is slammed with... Okay, so we can... So do we care about what we throw away here? I don't have the double thing, because I kind of want to keep both the invisible men now also, just because they're going to be terrible, like there's no way around that. But it's also funny. So these blueprints are in the shop, like 4 cards in between them. There is another reserved parking, but we have a negative one. We have... Actually, there is, of course, always one big brain move we can do. I say that as I look in the shop and thought I had a showman to replace, but I have 2 of them, both eternal. Like Blackstake makes things... There's also a blueprint early in the shop next Untamed, not eternal, and we can get one out of a judgment also, so we absolutely have to keep the showman, unfortunately. Or we're missing out on 2 blueprints. So again, like the smart choice is the invisible man. We could just delete the dice, because it's easy to replace, sure. Do the dice. And now we can use an ectoplasm guaranteed to go on that guy. We have to split it because else the game will explode. Wow. And then we probably grab a shad, why not? And then we move on. Should we buy the voucher? Still not sure. Probably not. Yeah, that's another big brain move. Just burn the things for the other stuff. Okay, so parking, good. Retriggering mime, still probably bad, I'm assuming. Let's just see where the E's are at. Yes, 28 E's. Which we can actually... If I play steel cards, the E's should not go up, right? Because then we have less cards giving the mime score, maybe. Just the level of precision we need. Still going up. I mean, we can also play more cards, I suppose. So, 5 seconds ago, we had too much score, or too little score. Now we need to not score too much so we can make more cash, so we can dig forever for the blueprints. We also, if anyone has a big brain move to make sure we have 2 invisible men, only one of them will be cooked after this. I mean, all of the old runs, like, were done before I even knew about the bean stuff, so there are many, many things we could redo infinitely better, probably. So, like, all of those are up for a repeat, maybe. So now do we literally just Giga Mime and we're fine? Do a save because why not? And we play like... some of the glass cards wherever they are. Because the mime is now only redoing the steel cards. Yeah, that's the big old margin. Cool. So we can live for a while and we can do stupid shenanigans. So, one guy ready. We can make many of them come out in the next ante. We can also, we take the face of the invisible man and we physically mold it into a blueprint. That's usually the way to do the things. So I guess we fire him off without selling anything. I'm gonna guess that he's going to be the second boot. He likes to be a showman generally. But where do you think this guy lands? Okay, that's not very surprising. It's a useless negative, of course. That's the best one he could do. Invisible man into invisible man. So we just lost 2 rounds. I might just purge all the random negatives and it's just a mess, honestly. Boot. 8 ball. We keep the egg maybe as a mascot. And now what are you gonna be? Invisible man? Yep. Okay, we can cook him 1 more round. That's fine. So 18, we don't care about 18 then. We don't need... I mean, we have cash now. I just don't know if... Does it matter? I know we have blueprints in the next ante. It's probably better to just wait for that. Don't need the shad either, honestly. So many things we don't need now with just a mime. So I think instead of... It's also funny because this is the second time this run that I had 2 invisible men and exactly the same thing happened. But then I had both cooked and they just took turns becoming each other. It's kind of weird. We could also nuke all the cash. So I'm thinking this is just where For the sake of speed, we should just move on, right? I know I have blueprints in the next ante. Let's actually bring a few judgments instead, because we need them. It's gonna be faster than digging forever. It's just we have room for one guy. It seems odd not to bring something. But whatever, let's just do speed. Let's finish fast for once. It always takes forever, these runs. Parking. Okay, so play steel cards. Good, maybe. It's going up, but it's going up slowly. I mean, we have the same amount of steel cards every hand now, so it should really not go up. Unless I'm just super wrong on the math, as always. We don't need to make such a stupid amount of cash, I suppose. Enchantment. There's mods for everything, I suppose, but that would be cool to do at some point, also just to see what it's like. I mean, you can still be here, we don't need that many. And it would still be good to have some glass cards left, right? Let's just play some of the cards, do a thing. I really only want to get to a point now where we can use... So now we have double Invisible Man. And the same voucher, that doesn't really matter, but... Burn the things. I might even burn the photo, honestly. Save. And it's going to be just... We do the other one first, right? That's the... Okay, so they are both... Nice. We could make that one guy behave. Okay, so I think if I got this right, we need... I have a magic trick in this, aren't they? I mean, if you just got in, this is an insane run. It's seeded, so it's set up, but we're going for the dumbest Naneinf of all time. Where I'm hoping I could do it with Disco Rocks, these cool cards, and like 340, whatever it's called, Sock&Buskin, and some stuff. We also have in this ante, I should be able to do a magic trick in exactly 5 judgments. The 1, 2. I sold that one. Still 2. That's not the magic trick. Yeah, misclicking the button. Don't want to use these. We don't need these with 45 grand. But just so I don't accidentally not buy. Well, we've full on stuff. Well, we have good ectoplasm targets, right? So we can do... That's 3. 2 more should be a cool card. If we can find them. This is the worst part about doing madness runs. Shopping forever. 1 more. Yeah, I mean, the cash is from reserved parking, many blueprints. A mime also can re-trigger this. And having just hand size from bean shenanigans. Like they're saying in chat, could have way more cash. Thankfully, we don't need to be that optimal. It can be foil in a judgment, sure, but we still got a judgment blueprint. So we had like 5 total not that long ago. Now we have 10. So it's looking pretty good now. And we're going to just have to cook this guy again. So really what we need to do now is just print cards. I don't think we still need more blueprints and stuff. Should we just... But there's no point using an ectoplasm until we have something to replace. Right? That's the big brain move. Or do we just... I mean, I'm tempted to just do ectoplasm. It should go on the brainstorm. It's the only target. More invisible man, so we can have more trolling, because it's not helpful, it's not quick, but it's funny at least. Every single time. So the way we get cash is... I mean, we have an absurd amount of blueprints. So if you're never finding blueprints in your runs, this is why. I ate them all. We have the hand size from the bean. Crimson Heart Boss, whatever it's called. And reserve parking scales with having face cards in hand. And the mime that we have can also... So we could make even more money by retriggering the mime, but I think we probably just score out and try after a few hands. So we literally just slam in the cards. We make cash so we can dig in the shop, so we can find the blueprints, so we can print these cards, so we can do a very stupid thing eventually. Not the fastest way to play, or the smartest way to play, but... If we just do like that and see where we end up. Save, because I don't trust anything to work. Okay, still good. Cool, funny number also. They are now on equal footing. Right, we still need to convert. We have 7 queens remaining. Right, we can probably do that. I just need to remember to do it. But now we can speed up a bit, which is nice. We still... This is the thing I need to pay attention to now, that we get the cards right. Because we need so many cards printed still. And we will also hopefully get to a point where we don't need cash either, so we can just slam things in and everything is fine. Okay, play some cards. Because where are we at? 59 cards, so we can... I mean, we can really only fit in like 4 more of these. We might actually have to do 1 more bean. Or it depends on how fast we can print the cards. Because what's going to happen is we need... When we have the cards, we need to find an eternal sock, and that should realistically not be that hard. But we don't have to go to 39 if we can get the cards before that, but that requires, again, loads of blueprints, and we kind of don't have all of them. But what we have is enough to print the cards in time, I think. It's just not the most reliable way to play. So it's going to require more rounds than what would be the fastest. Oh yeah, these guys are cooked also. The money is a combination of... Like I have a... You should not have this much hand size. It's using a bug with the Crimson Heart. But it's this thing. So we have face cards in hand. Have a chance to give 1 cash. But we have... What do we have now? Like 10 blueprints re-triggering this. And the mime also plays the cards again. And we have a burglar from any hand. So it's just... Play the hands, make cash. But reserve parking would never be this good in like normal play, because we're playing a seed, so we can set up all this crazy stuff. So now if this goes well, we have 2 more blueprints. 1. Perkio. Okay, we can't burn that guy, but we can, if we want to, cook that invisible man a bit longer. Or do we just burn him? Because if we want to make more cash, this is actually incredible. Because now our 50% chance is guaranteed. And we can make so much more cash. Disco Shad is kinda tempting. Sadly, all of these blueprints are foil, so we cannot ectoplasm more of them. But we can just play a few rounds and we can look later. Good wheel, making... not wheel, good dice making the wheels actually work. So we still need to convert the deck because problems with... We don't even have a Baron yet, but it would be nice if we can set up in time before we have the Baron. They just have everything be kings. Should also use Decrypted because I'm gonna just forget forever. More Invisible Man. Selling perk here would be funny, but he's kinda carrying. We could again, but I think, I mean, realistically, it's better to just keep this because we can use that to make more cash to find a blueprint. Also Serpent, so now we can make even more cash. We don't have enough cards for this, but this is how we make the cash. 2 in 2 chance to give 1 cash for every face card in hand. We have like 55 with the rocks, and it repeats a million times. But now I'm gonna score too high with the mime, right? Maybe not, because we don't have enough cards. But this is just rolling in the cash now. We could play it with animations, but it would take like 1,000 years. More Balatro Madness is more good, yes. I can't even say it, but you are correct. I guess we could actually... Because doing this with animations takes 1,000 years, but we can do a 16 speed. That's not the worst. I can do that and I can get some water, at least I can speak. So animations, if we play 1 card, again we could re-trigger the mime for even more cash, but this is what should be happening. Yeah, it's just a cash machine gun. And I wish the odds worked like that. It would be hilarious if just the dice could double things. That's my kind of math. And so this isn't even the optimal setup. We could have, if I used less ectoplasms, we would have had more hand size, but we would have had less blueprints. So there's a trade-off there somewhere. And I'm not re-triggering the mime because we have so many steel cards that if we do, we just score out and we can't play all the hands and we don't make the cash. It's going pretty good this time. I think we can just sort of... I mean, now we're looking at this cash machine gun, but I think we can just speedrun the Antes for a bit. There's not that much that we have to care about outside of printing cards. So I hope things are going well for everyone else also. We have... So the new tech I'm kind of working with now is this. There's a seed finder called Blueprint, or seed analyzer I should say, where you can see the order of cards coming from a judgment, for example. So I know in Ante 23, 19 cards deep in a judgment, I have a blueprint, which is just crazy to know. But I haven't checked really beyond that, so that's something we could do if we care about optimizing. I think we should need something like 14 blueprints, Baron Mime, and 20 cards in hand. We got a couple of more blueprints, and we've actually successfully used the Invisible Man, right? We got 1 or 2 blueprints out of him. Not bad. Way more than expected. From the biggest troll in the entire game. I didn't even look at what amount of cash we had when I played the hand, but this is at 16 times speed. But the idol is just sadly terrible compared to the Baron Mime. But we can do an idol run, maybe on that other... I got sent a different seed today also, and you mentioned the hologram seed. We have the Chico seed, I guess we can call it, so that I can learn to use those tags. And we could definitely do an idol Naneinf, like it's gonna be possible with enough hand size and ectoplasms for sure. As in, it should be possible to do without Eternals, I think. That's one hand. But we can with... I'm using a mod called Handy, so I'm not changing anything in terms of like making the game easier or whatever, but it is allowing me to skip animations so we can play, like, instead of taking 7,000 years, we can insta-play the hands and you can actually get somewhere. As it would take like 78,000 hours to ever get to Ante anything relevant. Bam, 70E. So we're living exclusively off of Mime and Steel cards for now. So now I'm wondering, do I care about the shop at all? It's a pretty good money gun. Do we have... We don't have an Invisible Man. Right, so the problem is we can't actually use more, I see. We need to find... We do actually need to dig for blueprints that... or brainstorms that are not slapped with a cool effect. So in my notes, I haven't written any down in 2020. That does not mean that they don't exist, but I've taken kind of lazy notes. I've only written down the ones that are easy to find. I mean, if you're able to get to Ante 39 at all without a seed, that's very impressive. But I used to play this without animation skip, and it's the worst. We can also... I mean, we could burn a blueprint for a invisible nerd. We could burn... Let's just do this. More fun having him. Don't think I care about the cola now. And then let's just play, because speed. Mime, burglar. We might as well do the cash for now. We get to a point where we have an absurd amount of cash. We can probably stop doing cash also, and then we can really speed up. Just keeping these. Or can we now get away with, like... What if we do this? One mime. Can just be with his own blueprint at the side, so he doesn't ruin everything. Two mimes. I mean, you're probably right, but we are creeping up on these. Although the difference from E41 to 43 is massive, right? But this is what I mean, where like there's no point optimizing this, it's just do like a good enough kind of thing for speed. Cook the invisible man. If we find an easy available blueprint, skipping all these colas feels weird now. The amount of time we spent digging for them to even make this vaguely possible. But now we need to like recycle blueprints. Baron. We can probably find a Baron by the time we need him. What did I say? 23 is the next. Right. Also, I don't have autosave on, which is the problem. I don't know if we care about having more cards either, really, because if we don't need all the cash, it's again just faster to ignore it. But it's impossible to use now, right? And Perkio is also... This is why we need the blueprints as early as possible, because he's also not gonna be helpful. It's just the way that it goes. So what did we say? We can have one of these so we actually see it. And I need to pay attention to the queens still, because... Doesn't have to be like perfectly set up or whatever, but it's just nice to have an entire disco deck. Queen I just played away, should play cards over here instead. Does he not work with the E at all, or is it just that it's very hard to get to the required amount of ships with the E's? So like technically possible, but absurdly hard to actually make work. Because it would be cooler if it still works. But that's a shame. Yeah, the Disco Gold cards are cool. Disco Rocks are still like unbeatable. In my brain cell at least, but... I mean, we need... So to make this work, we need... Is it 340 Sock&Buskin? So we need to have 340 of both of these cards, because we need to clone them and make them all negative. So that's really the limiting factor. Alright, this guy's active also. So he has pretty good odds of landing a blueprint. Yeah, it's a very stupid goal. Specifically chosen because it is stupid. But surely he's going to be useful. Actually, yes, cool. That means we can also use one more ectoplasm. Don't need to until we find a replacement, but that's fantastic. Actual invisible man. Value this time with so many eternal stuff. And we still need these to make that right. So there's no point ectoplasming, but we should really use ectoplasmid now when we have no other targets. Should be the smart move. Baron we don't need yet, it's gonna be too much score. Just gonna roll. If we find a blueprint, I guess we go back. Else we just wait. Just do some rerolls. Move on. Keep up the pace. It would be nice to just be done with this also. Now we have 45 hands with the burglars also. I guess we could again, we can do like... whatever, I don't care about the mimes. I wonder what these cards are that are upside down. So I'm not making the optimal amount of cash because I'm not re-triggering the mime. I think we have enough cash for what we need to do. It could be optimized into insanity infinity as always. Yeah, it's hard to see in this mess, but we have cleaned up the worst of it. So these could be queens, but it's... I mean, they should be, right? We have something like 1 queen left. So we can probably... But that's the wrong one. This one. And then can we... Cool. We can just cheat and know. Yeah, there's no way to clone consumables outside of Perkio, and Showman is the only way you can see more of them, right? Biggest mistake I make here is I just play away all the cards not looking. And we die. What if we just go all in on the mime with the glass card? 91 ease. Let's just see. We can get an invisible man in this ante out of 1 single judgment. I guess we should. It's not the most reliable way to make blueprints, but wonder if this is actually the redemption arc for the invisible man. Like, can we... Don't need these anymore now either. Can we just make him pay for all his trolling crimes by forcing him to be useful? Like a fate worse than death for a troll. But this should be an invisible Joker. Bam. Magic. And then we just cook him and we don't have to care about rerolling. Because I just want to have all of these as soon as possible so that we can print the cards, because we're going to have to manage this to make it even. Also, it's gonna be a whole thing. Honestly, pretty good so far. It's just we need a lot of them. Now we have less cards. Still have many hands. I mean, the biggest amount of ease you could do surely is absurd. You just have... But that's going to require some insane optimizing, because now I'm using the hand size to pay for ectoplasm so I get more blueprints. And I haven't done the math on where that trade-off is the biggest, coolest score. But we could also... Like, you can do the bean thing 6 times if you set it up perfectly. And with that I had... With not even doing it perfectly, I had like 300 hand size, something like that, so... I need all the luck. Thank you. Thank you, I can't even speak anymore. With an E record, like, it's tricky with these things because these runs are really only worth doing if people actually care about watching them. Else there's no point. So I don't know if there's an interest in the biggest, coolest E's ever. But it's also like... Stuff like that is, I think, more impressive to do unseeded, whereas some of these things borderline impossible to do unseeded, but still doable. Burger Man. Sell a few of these. So I don't remember, like, I haven't checked at all how much cash we need, but since realistically we can get away with only a few more blueprints. And we are going to have to dig in many judgment cards later. I don't know how many it's gonna require, but it's like 20 something. Oh yeah, the tarot looping, right, but that's an incredibly slow... Because what's the point of that again? Is that a way that you can technically just infinitely generate things? Because if that's true, that's obviously an incredible method, but if it's as slow as I've heard, I will never be touching that. But it's cool when a game just allows you to do all of these crazy things. Like the more things that overlap and work in ways that maybe they shouldn't is better. More Invisible Man. Okay, he was going to reach his usefulness limit, but we can keep this because technically like a blueprint for printing more of these. But if we find another one, half man, sure, why not? Free negative. I did just purge the negatives because they are a problem with just finding things in the stack. Did I write down anything here? 21, 20, well, right, so I have notes on this, but of course, literally everything could be eternal. So every blueprint I want could be impossible to use. Do we sell Perkio for cola? What a trade. I mean, I was hoping to trade him for a blueprint so we can have more triggers and stuff. We could do another Invisible Man also. And again, going like a round or two without that blueprint is not the end of the world, but I do want to print the cards. And I want to not forget to do that at all, so negative ice cream that we missed. Also cryptids, I don't know if we care that we could make more cards. I'm gonna just blow past. Yeah, the cache is fine, so we can also super speed up that. Dusk would have also not been bad. That is technically more cache. Dice would have been even better, but if we're reaching a point where it's just kind of whatever, let's just play around. That's nice. We have heart cards, we have spades right now. It's just still so many cards that we need to make. One in 25 million, I mean, that's a cash setup. But with blocking, it's like, I'm wondering about, there is a new seed finder that's being worked on that we discussed earlier. But I'm also wondering with Blueprint that I'm trying to learn to use now, it is possible to look at blocking what the Joker will actually become. I just don't know of a quick way to do it, so... Where's the mime? So we could use technically every natural negative of a given rarity to find cool and useful things. Next ante I need to remember to buy cards. Another Eternal Blueprint, which... I mean, blueprints are good and we are probably keeping all of them now. Depending on how late we need to survive. If we can print these early enough, we don't actually need to go to 39. So normally like an Eternal Blueprint is not a problem. But this is not normally. Not even close to normally. So we cannot accept a single Eternal outside of the exactly one Eternal that we want way later. Yeah, because you eliminate the pool, right? So... But with Blueprint you can do that also, so you can pre-plan, which is nice. You don't have to just play and reload and go back. So if we have a natural negative photo, I can, in the actual web page, just go and buy a photo and go back and look again. It doesn't always update, which makes it kind of slow to work with, but it does work. I just don't know where we would need to care that much. Because again, it's just incredibly slow to do. Also playing 45 hands every like, it's actually not a fun way to play. But I figured we just do the cash for a while now, and then we can just ignore it and we can speed through the rounds. I like just play one hand and go and just print the cards. But as long as we're digging in the shop, we might as well just... It's also always the chance that I don't look at the hands and misplay it, and that's probably good for reasons. Negative banner. Do we... We could slam in the judgments, we could again get the dice. Bean. Why not a bean? But the blocking stuff, like, I understand it in theory. But I have so far not yet found a reason to use it. We might as well have a cola, because why not? Negative business card, also pretty good for cash. We could bring Madness and just gamble on the stack of blueprints. I mean, I guess the only thing we can find is more reserved parking. Or more showman. Brain print. Okay, we have 5 of those. We have 13, so... Okay, I think that means that we're good, because... The math I did, I think, was... Mime, Baron, 7 blueprints on each, so we are 1 off, and that was only with 20 cards in hand, so we can already Naneinf, which is good. That means we can survive to 39, no problem. It's just we also... We really don't want to Naneinf before that, because if you Naneinf and for whatever reason you reload the game has stored that your highest score is a number that does not exist. It's not an actual number, it's just madness. And it, for whatever reason, still tries to compare your current score with your math score. Or current highest score with your highest ever in the run. I don't know why it needs to do that, but it does, and that means that you're comparing an actual number, whatever you played, with not a number, and that does not work. So it explodes. I guess I should redo the math, but also just to be sure that we can hit the number. This is kind of important. Missed another invisible man. Missed a negative nerd. Let's just go next, Dante. I think the... And again, make sure... Can allow Perky to troll a bit. Spade cards debuffed. Could be bad. This is kind of all we have. That's a good way to do it, maybe. I don't remember if Talisman needs Steam modded. So if cash is enough and we only need one more blueprint, we can finish this today, which is nice. Then I can go try to cook up the next madness while I edit this. It's a pretty good voucher. Okay, so this Ante we do want judgments. It's just we need many. But things they can have an addition even from a judgment card, right? If I remember correctly. So we could get one that's also immune to ectoplasm. We should do this because we only have one target. Nice. Don't know, I mean, we shouldn't need the beam magic, which is nice, so we can just like plow through and end it. It's nice when you can do less of the complicated stuff and still get by. But it doesn't really take any effort to just grab one bean, go in with the worst odds of all time and see what we get, just because it's funny. But where are the judgment cards? So I can, if we can find 19 judgments, or we can just find the blueprint and whatever, we don't need them. Is that enough now? 9, 14. Okay, so we should actually have what we need, probably. Maybe. This is just the main problem. I don't trust my own brain cell ever. It's been out of action for long enough that, like, whenever I try to think about how to do something, I have an answer in the brain cell quickly, but I don't trust it, so I need to double check. Because there's no, it doesn't tell me where the answer came from, if it's based on any form of logic or if it's just actual insanity. So we rolled natural negative cola, is also nice. We can now sell every single blueprint as a double tag. But like, we've rolled 106 bucks deep and we have not seen a single judgment, so I think we're just gonna skip this. We have what we need anyway, so I think that speed is more important. And we could. But now also, if we basically have enough, we could just speed through, get the cards. Because there's no point dragging this out. Like, it's not like my streams get that many views. It's cool, the people that like them, that you show up and help out and stuff. It's super useful. I'm also thinking about how we can do streams that have more like viewer participation, and the only thing I really know is crowd control, which I have tried a few times, but basically it means that we can play and you can delete cards for me, sell a joker, change the ranks or whatever. Like, it could be pretty funny. And there's also, it's possible to do that for free also. There's just a cap on like how many tokens you can get and spend. Look at all the disco stuff, like a natural disco rock. Wow. And then we just skip it because I think we have 5 rocks, honestly. Yeah, we have exactly 5 rocks. Nice. We have, right, we could use one more, I see. So we can use one more ectoplasm already, but no point until we have something to use it on, like a dude to add. No, don't use the stack. That is instant game explosion. The Naneinf is going to be done in the dumbest way I can imagine. So there was... I don't know if you saw this on Reddit or maybe on the Balatro Discord or somewhere, but a dude called Ludic Sean, if I remember right. He did a Naneinf with the rocks, the cool disco rock. So you need to just re-trigger them a stupid amount of times. And he did that on Plasma deck with cloning Dusk a million times, which is the smart way to do it. But I'm gonna do instead Sock&Buskin and Pareidolia, and I'm not on Plasma deck, so I need 340 Sock&Buskin, and then somehow a Pareidolia. Because the only way to get that many of any Joker is to clone it with this, make them negative in one round. So we need an eternal Sock, but if we have Sock and Pareidolia, we don't have control over which one we clone, so it's going to be tricky. And it's funny that the dumbest ideas also stupidly complicated, where you think that they shouldn't be complicated if they're stupid, but yeah, so the plan is literally what's the dumbest Naneinf I can think of that's also that I can see a possibility to do, and that's the one we're doing. Okay, we have less ease now because the hand size drops have been pretty big. And these are fairly even. So it's just a question of when do we need a Baron, and then we just burn the Showman for the Baron and we sail forever, probably. Again, I should do the math. I think we can handle losing one Balatro dollar per. This can't be used if we... everything is... because I never remember which shortcut is sell and which one is used. I have... okay, shift is use. Sell. Maybe. Because if I use one and nuke the pile, we have a problem. We should do a Photoshad Naneinf at some point. Like, there's so many Naneinfs you could do. It's just... which ones are interesting. I think maybe this is also... how about we do this is the last ante where we care about cash. And we just do some like random rerolls for a Baron when the score is looking close. Which actually it's getting to be quite close already. Because we have... what did we have? 70-70. So the margin is not that big anymore. But with Baron Mime it should be fine. It's just again the problem is that we will probably Naneinf. Or actually if I don't have all steel cards it's still fine, right? Because I don't want a Naneinf because I will have to... oh yeah, we should split them, that's correct, that's better. But partially I think it's a score problem with the Mime. Like we will score and actually not make the cash. What's that? It is now, it's already 77, okay, nice. We could play more glass cards and be fine. But we could also just look like, is there a Baron in 24? Because that would be very useful. Oh, you mean we could split for the cash also? That's pretty cool. More cash is always more good. But where can we find an actual Baron that for the score. That's in 20, that's too early. I mean, that depends on what you want to do. Like, there are people in chat that are incredible at optimizing this, and you could have had so much more cash at this point if you actually optimized it, but I'm thinking we don't need to dig that much in the shop. So we really don't need to care about cash anymore. $700k is low. I mean, I'm from the internet, I guess, but if you're thinking physically, I'm from Sweden. I have a much dumber setup with the screens now, so I can't see the chat that well. Because it turns out that I thought it should be possible to use... My main screen is not a normal resolution. So what's happening is I'm recording and it should rescale to normal. But that apparently does not work if you play in windowed mode. But I want to play in windowed because then I can do stuff on other screens without the game exploding. That's the Baron. But none of that has worked. I crashed the game last time because I was playing full screen and tabbing out, and it eventually just gave up. So now I'm playing it on a worse screen instead. Okay, we can test this again, because if I misclick we get a Baron and nothing else. But then I don't care about the burglar either, we only need to print the things. So we just go in. We do like... What if we just do this? We do less. I mean, the accent... Like, I used to care more about the accent. It's a Naneinf. We have a problem. But I've kind of stopped caring. I'm too tired to... Like, I can make it go away if I focus, but I don't think it matters. The main problem I have is that I don't talk much ever, so just speaking for an entire stream is tricky. So now it's just, we are at the mercy of Perkeo, whatever he's called. If he does not do the things the way we want them to be done, we will not have the right cards. And we're going to have a bad time. But it's nice to be able to speed run through this. Good, perfect. Don't want to do that boss. This is fine. This is my favorite boss. But streaming is also a thing that you practice, so... The first stream I did... I mean, when you're starting out, you're going to have literally no one watching anyway, which is just normal. So you can practice, like, it doesn't matter what you do, which is cool. Sleeping is always the big brain move. But what I'm trying to do with streams now, I mean, these kind of streams, now I don't have to pay attention anymore, which is nice. But setting this up, like when I started streaming this last week, I could not go... Good night. I could not go a single round without a misplay. So that's, like, it's hard to stream in that sense. But I'm thinking about it more like I'm practicing streaming so that I can be more entertaining live also in the long run. But initially it's going to be hard to play and talk and whatever at the same time. I'm usually pretty good at just splitting the brain cells so I can all can do something else at the same time. Not always. Also depends on how awake I am. But is this really enough? Like, we need 340 of each, so that's like a lot of more cards. Or do we need to actually get more brain prints? How many rounds do we even have 2039? Because if we don't have enough cards, it's for nothing. So we should check that. So it's like 36, 37 rounds-ish. And we're printing 16 cards. So we can print another 576 cards if that's accurate. Okay, so we're kind of fine. We need 340 of each. Actually, I haven't checked that. Okay, I'm just doing this based on doubling what you needed for plasma, which should be correct, but I haven't done the actual math. I've just gone, it's probably fine. And then we see. Could just be super beans, as always. Again, I'm wondering what these cards are. It doesn't really matter where I place them with Naneinf anyway, apparently. I thought it was gonna be more precise that I needed an even split to Naneinf, but apparently not. So does it matter really? Like, evening them out a bit, or is it just pointless? Throw the mime in like here. Because if the only thing I have to do is remember to move the jokers, that's at least easy. Else it's something I forget to do always. We can take more ectos, true. But do we want to, if we can already print enough cards? Because I'm thinking we can just speedrun it and we can finish soon. So the way this is gonna work is the only way we can get 340 socks and 1 Pareidolia is we need to have it from a judgment that we can bring into the rounds. And I've only checked, I know that's possible in until 36 and 39. So somewhere around there we should have enough cards. And that's the entire plan. Fairly easy game when you have so many blueprints. I don't even remember how many I have, but this is also my experience in normal play now is the reverse of this. I'm just thinking, when do I get my 15 blueprints? And if I don't get them, I have no idea what to do. So I'm still terrible at the normal. I'm never gonna improve either. It's impossible at this point. Baron, mime, play a rock. Always the same rock. We seem to be drawing exactly the same hand. They don't have to be exact, it's just I want to increase the odds. Because if I just leave it, chances are we just end up with 7 million ectoplasms and what, you mean the go down and ante? I mean, yeah, we could. We'll probably find it again. Or we probably don't need it. We had way more cards than what was necessary. According to the math. Bam. Nice, this is compensating for the early, super slow rounds. So by going down an ante, probably 2, we can buy 6 more rounds. So that. But again, if we don't need it, we don't care. We used speed run. Oh yeah, we had a what's it called? Gift card at some point, so they are worth more. We're also making some kind of tiny money for every run we play. It's not a lot, but maybe it's relevant. But it's like if we're going to print 10 ectoplasms and none of the other one, we will have a problem. Yeah, we should take it just in case. Because it's... We dealt with the invisible man trolling. Now we have to deal with the Perkio trolling. And I have to also... I need to not ruin the last round. Because if I do, we will crash. And then I have to do a save edit because we Naneinfed. It's always a problem with precision stuff like that. Everything we play is a Naneinf. Kinda nice. But also big problem. It's the burglar, that's the wrong guy. This is a good card. So we really only have 1 magic trick left to do. I guess 2 if we count the... If we count cloning a sock 8 million times. We also need to find one of those, but that should not be that hard. We still have a burglar that we don't need also. We could burn. And a showman. Or did I sell the showman? I did. Right. So if we want more blueprints, we have to find a showman, but we could burn the burglar. He was eternal anyway. Let's just ignore it if we have what we need. Speedier round is more good. We get to the actual mad part. 99% of madness is set up. Then eventually... Oh, showman. Yeah, we can look for the sock also, that's true. Okay, we can go down now, I think. So we need eternal sock. So I wrote down 37, 38, 31 is possible also. That's where we are, right. Okay. We can grab it now. Or we just go down and we come back. See if we get the other one also. Not the burglar. Thinking we need hands for cash. But looking for... We also need the Pareidolia out of a card. I think... Yeah, I need to check how deep they are, right? So in 31 I don't see one unless it's like super deep. And we need more rounds anyway, but I might as well look just so we know. Could be that 36 and 39 are the only like reasonable points. Because I'm also not looking like in 200 judgments something. I think I'm looking like 40 or something. And I have to change the recording setup if I want to So blueprint number 2 in a judgment in Ante 35. Right, so that's... There's like 20 cards deep in Ante 36. Not that hard to do. So we can just aim for that, and we have the sock in the next Ante, right? Okay, so I think we are on good pace. These are pretty nice and even. Perky is on board, actually helping. Not parking, we don't care about cash. Mime. You think I would learn where they are, but no. It's just... if the brain cell does not have to be engaged, it's not gonna be engaged, apparently. Bam. Probably. We can't go down again. Okay, so let's just do that also. Move this guy. There are so many mistakes that could be made. And I'm amazed I'm not making more of them. So we have now gone down 2 antes, so we have more rounds to work with. And we have found the sock that we need. Should be in ante 31, fairly early. Psychic. We can afford a couple of boss rerolls. Kinda nice. Right, so now we need duo. We need a sock. There should be an eternal one around. Okay, we have one of the key pieces. We don't need the burglar, we need the Baron and the Mime still. We just grab you. And we need to go to 36, and then we need to do some serious shopping. And that should be it. Then we need to do some serious card clicking also, but... oh yeah, we can also skip. That's right. I'm not even thinking of skipping as an option. But yeah, now that we get to a point where it's just solved. We just need to do the rounds to get the cards. And also getting a little bit laggy, which is a problem. But it should be 340. Again, I haven't done the math, so maybe I should. Kind of play whatever combination of Baron Mime and be fine. You can also get 400 socks or whatever, just if that's funnier, I don't know. 420 socks. If that's even possible. But this is nice. Like, imagine if we could have this speed always. In these. Some of them take such a stupid amount of time to do. Okay, so we have enough now, right? It's just the shopping that I need to remember. Exactly the same also. Perky actually wants to see this. And there's just all the other stuff, like how do we market this? Is it better to just call it like the rock sock and Pareidolia Naneinf for just the dumbest Naneinf of all time. I didn't even print the right cards now. Whatever. Should also be fine. If we don't re-trigger anything, it's still 31 ease. So we can't skip. I'm just gonna go for 400 instead. Yeah, it's nice that we didn't need to dig so much more, but we still need this because I need 20 judgments, which doesn't sound that hard. It shouldn't be that hard. But the problem is that we have most of the vouchers with more cards in the shop, so it could still be... I think we re-rolled to over 100 in an earlier shop, and we did not see a single judgment, for example. So there's still that potential troll we can look forward to. And even if we start grabbing judgments now, it's extremely unlikely that we clone any of them, so we're not gonna get more than the ones we can find. But I can also, like, I can bring 3 with me at least. Or do we? We don't have a showman. Right, should we maybe get a showman? Just so we can find more of these cards. I think that would be faster still. If we can find him. It's faster to search still. Showman. We have a showman in 36, I guess that we'll have to do. That's what we're going to re-roll anyway, so... This is a slight problem. Luckily we have a bit of cash. Playing a high card would have cost us almost 700 grand. We're almost where we need to be. Play a rock. We might actually... Do we need... This is a... We only have 5 rocks also. Do we literally need to bring... Immolates to have less cards? Or do we have enough hand size that we can find them? Should also not be that hard to find. I've seen them all over the place before. Just want to burn some cards to guarantee that we can see the rocks. Because else it's all for nothing. Imagine setting up the whole thing and we don't have the cards. Because we have too many kings blocking everything. And there are immolates, they do sort of exist. We just hope we don't burn a rock. Did burn a rock, we only have 4. That's easy to fix also, we can just bring Death card or whatever. Or a cryptid. But now we are in the right ante, so now we need 20 judgments. So we should not need the Baron any more than either. So I'm just gonna do a save here. We start the stuff. Okay. So we burn you. 1 judgment. 2. 3. It'll be so easy to just miss them all. And also bring these into the pack to make more rocks. Like 4 or 5. I already stopped counting. Just... Oh, we don't need 39. Pareidolia should be 20 judgments deep. So we need to use 19. I can also just look at whatever is before it in the thing. I don't actually need to count. So Splash is the judgment card before Pareidolia. It would be faster if we can find a showman so we can stack them. I want to find an immolate so I can burn cards and make more rocks just to guarantee that we have. But I'm just gonna miss things if I... Let's just do this instead. Delete some kings. Like that. There was an immolate, of course. Because we need to be able to draw the rocks also. But mostly we just need the judgments. Yeah, I'm not sure we can dig all the way to the rocks. I mean, it would be better if we could just delete all the kings, actually, but that's something I needed to plan for. Let's just do this and see that it works. And it would be cool to... have literally only the rocks and not have any cards in hand at all. Would be more fancy for sure. Also not seeing a showman. Can bring a few cards into delete. And that can again technically be... Now I messed up the fool with the judgment. A boot. An eternal burger is not good enough. Negative castle. Just digging in the shop. Is the blue man close? Maybe he is. Shoot the moon. It should be just a few away now. Card sharp. We're like 3 away, I think. Disco Gluttonous. That is the splash. Next one. That's definitely 1000% seeded. So we only need one more. We can bring a cryptid in to make more rocks. We need this. Just stack them again. Never mind. We could bring. It would be good to bring. Nice 0. We should bring an immolate, is what I'm thinking of, so we can burn some more cards. Because we have too many cards to guarantee that we find the rocks. So cryptid, immolate, or both. It's probably smart. The seed, this is one of the more crazy seeds in the game. That's the one. You start with a natural negative blueprint that you can also clone with one of these in the pack after. So it's, and there's a natural negative perk you early also. So it's set up to do all the mad things you want to do. We bring the showman so we can throw him away one more time. I did kind of want him to find more judgments. But it doesn't matter now, we should have enough. But where are the immolates? Or cryptids? Also things that should not be that hard to find. I guess we have less spectral cards than everything else. You can go. I mean, it would be hilarious if we don't find the rocks. But one last burn. It was a burger also. Good to know if in case we need to go back. We also don't care about the cash at all, let's just burn it all. I mean, you are right that it's definitely possible to find way better seeds, but for most of the madness, we don't need them, but for some of them we do. Like the attempt at all jokers at the same time is going to need a very specific seed to work. Or is this just a waste of time, like there's clearly no emulates? And we're not gonna... I think the record I have for rolling the most in one shop is like 1.8 million. It was kind of wacky. Let's just go in. Whatever. Immolate had its chance. We still do this so we can clone some more cards. And then we go in. We can use all the discards to find some rocks. We can sell... Which is the egg worth? 185 bucks. Half Joker, Diet Cola. Could have sold for double tags, I suppose. Burn the mime. So now we can't score, we can also play the hands. Oh yeah, the hangman we have, right. But we can just do this, like we can dig through to find some rocks. We only need the one hand, and we have enough rocks. Cool. Do a save. I just need to take a note also in case it goes wrong, because then I'm gonna have to save edit and stuff. So Okay, so we need to sell literally everything. I mean, we don't actually, because this is just gonna clone. Right, we can just blow them up, never mind. So, bam. The main problem is this is going to be super slow, because this I can just click. This I can't click. If I click the stack, we crash. Just a nice feature of... So we're going to have to manually do a lot of this. I click the stack. Right. I mean, it was gonna happen. So I need to do it even slower, so that is not possible to beans. This is why we have saves. The blind is gone, whatever, doesn't matter. So does this just... You can still select one of these, apparently. I want to sell them manually, just burn all the blueprints myself. Cooler way to do things. Alright, we can't play hands now. Okay, so I have to do the save edit, which I don't remember on top of my head, so I have to find it. Good, but it's still one of my most looked at things, so find it quickly. You get to look at the cool... Do I have another stream? Another... There, stream is on fire. Actually, the music is better, whatever. So, I have to fix the save, or we can never play a hand. And I can't have the game open for that either, as far as I know. So it's just... it's a short break. Or we can do things properly. Find the Balatro stuff. Find the save. Go to the thing. Slam in the save. And then what do we need to change again? It's the hands thing. Round scores. So this is a nice math problem where Naneinf is not an actual number, so you can't compare to it, so the game explodes. But it's only like... I need to add 2 lines, should be fine. It's a great stream currently with the black screen. Okay, and then it's... So that should be correct. High score. Yes. Download. And then we need to delete the cursed, horrendous save. Slam in the good save. Hopefully that works. So does anyone know why this happens? Why, when you Naneinf and reload, why does the game... Best hand is now 0, so that worked. Why does the game want to compare to your max score to be able to score a round. That never made any sense to me. But apparently that's how it works. Okay, good. And more rock. And then we just do 1. I do like 2 maybe. Ecto of the card. Bam, bam. This is gonna take 75 years. Or can we just do until we have... Yeah, then we're out of space. Right. So the problem here is also that if I mess it up again, the save will be from like before we do this. None of this saves, so it's incredibly slow if you misplay it, which I'm very good at. Do like something like this, just like do every other, just so that it can't be super bad. But you realize I have another like 400 possibilities to misplay this and blow up everything. The odds are bad. This is why we have editing, so we can speed this up. Why are we doing this again? Because we can. So the usual advice is that don't focus so hard on that we can. Why? Why are we doing this? Nobody really knows. It's just horribly slow. It's going to be hopefully sort of cool, maybe. Yeah, but it's really incredibly slow. And I could... So the mod that allows these to stack, it's called Saturn, and it's super useful. It will be very hard to keep track otherwise. I've done this where they don't stack, and I've had like a judgment in between as a bookmark, but there's no like reliable way to do that. But if I uninstall that now, I get one of each card. So we can't sheath it either. Already minus 92 on the Ecto also. Maybe can that be on top while I split? No. Or we can move it later. It's also, I might just click merge here. Do that. Judgment, where's the... More problems. I mean, the hangman we can just use. Doesn't really matter now. Can I even find the... There, we had it. You can see the number. Doesn't matter because we need the right pixel. What we can do now... Because we can still see that it's over here, right? So this is faster. I'm not allowed to click some of these cards. I also really... So I got the mod that just pops up with what the card does when you grab it, because it's nice for things, but I think we are going to know what Sock&Buskin does now, if we didn't before. Can do like that maybe, so we can still spot this easily. Use. Yep, that's the worst part. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's misclicks. They're just such a liability doing these setups while being the worst at most things. Find the thing. This is at least a safe way to do it at a reasonable speed. We're going to have quite the negative hand size at the end of this. I also wish that would just show down here, like 29 out of negative 7 million. This is like where, if I just turn to look at chat with my current very stupid setup, I'm not gonna be looking at the screen. Honestly, this is my biggest misplay I do, is that the actual game screen is what I look at the least. Because I'm looking at like notes and whatever. And then you just play, not looking at the game, and things happen. Do not click the stack, it's terrible. It will end the entire universe. And this is where... What if the one judgment is not good? I'm gonna end the stream when we do this some other time. At least we can speed click and skip animations, it's good. Not that many left. We could also hide something in the stack now and you would never know that it's not just one more sock. Currently negative 277 on using one more ectoplasm. Can you survive with... I think I tested this once where I had like... I don't know what we had, negative 17,000 hand size or whatever. And if you beat the round and you buy something or get a troubadour or whatever, I don't think I had one hand size to play with, it was still just 0. So if the game knows that I have negative 17,000, we're going to need quite the miracle to go back to one card. But I'm also not sure if that was just mod madness or whatever, like, I don't know how it works. But if we could get 500 blueprints and then somehow magically have one hand size to work with, we could just live forever. They're not even landing on top now. Too many of them. Stack is too big. Too many socks. I can't even see the number, but it's 331 probably. Still a chance, many chances that this goes wrong. Also, when you can't use this card, it just separates from the stack. It's better than whatever happened with when we automated the shop. And they just got stuck on screen forever, blocking everything. Move the cards. We need to actually save. We need to make sure that we have all of them negative so we can fit in the judgment also. Because we have more of the other card. We already have enough. Still missing one key piece though. So much clicking. Move this up more so that I can't even click wrong if I tried. I have the actual ectoplasm stack miles away. Save a few just in case. That, so we can't beans it, and I need to have room for one judgment, and that's it. There's the last. No, there's still a few left. Right. Okay, now we can't beans it. So we need to do this, ecto. And if this is not the right card, we're dead. It's the right card. Do we make it negative also? Negative 437, sure. Yeah, it should be good. And we have 2, 3, 4, 5 rocks. This is gonna just stay here forever. Animation, don't do the skips. Speed is, that's probably fine. Maybe. I mean, just let it ride. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rocks. We can count to 5. Go. Almost crashed. And the mod is still just slamming in more socks, apparently, like... Hasn't even finished counting. Negative 92,000 hand size is pretty good also, that's an achievement. Again, I wish that just said 24 cards out of negative 92,000, that would be cooler. And we can also see what the E number is at with just the one card. It's gonna be slow. Could have done 16 times size or whatever else speed, but it's nice to just have this recorded. And then we'll see. We are going to get a couple of ships also. The 5 cards played. That's the Red Seal also, so 431 times. Yeah, there's probably mods for most things. I tend to be lazy with mods though. Where like... Could we have... I know that's a joke, but... Say that we stacked a Wii Joker to like... I don't know... 500 million ships. We cloned him 1,000 times. And then we had like a multiplier of 2. Could we get an E number? Maybe. Still seems mathematically impossible, but who knows. We are on the second card. The second rock has hit the sock a couple of times. And it's like, we spent 7 million years to get here. We have this stack of socks, but it's all made possible with this single card. The shiny rocks think they are now face cards. We should have had a hiker in here also. Just stack some ships. It's also very nice to not have to go to until 39. We have 600 grand we could have spent on something useful, or just not played to get in the first place. Yeah, I kind of wish we didn't have any cards in hand. Maybe some more rocks would be acceptable, but... It's also the numbers are now spinning enough that it's hard to read, but it should be obvious when we hit the number. And of course the actual blind is gone. Don't even know what we're facing. It's just hiding from this mess. The problem is if we get the cash, or if we survive the round, which we should since it's not until 39. In the shop we have room for one Joker. Or we just burn the Pareidolia and we have to go back to living on the Kings. So with 430 socks, I think we can live on Glass Kings maybe for a while. Okay, third rock. We are almost halfway through. Just natural negative everything. I mean, how many seeds do we have? Is it not something stupid like 2 quintillion seeds or whatever? Surely there's one out there that has some absurd natural negative setups. Generally quite hard to find good natural negatives at all. Blocking can make it better, but also requires seed science. Because it wouldn't be the same to do this with animation skip, but this is like... It's pretty slow. Well, you can see the true top score using... There's a mod called Talisman that disables that as the upper limit. So then you could just go... I mean, you need something absurd, a setup like this with 1,000 blueprints, Baron Mime. And we could have many more E numbers. Okay, now the score is on fire. So let me know if that becomes obscenely loud, because it's very loud for me. I don't know why the score audio has to be so loud. Oh yeah, that's what that is for, right. Oh yeah, with the infinite loops. It's just... You need to train an AI to do that on a quantum PC or whatever to get it done within our lifetime. I mean, we have one entire rock to go, so if we have like 90,000 ships in 4 rocks... Oh yeah, there might be some kind of limit. Okay, so we got a... This is a bugged Naneinf. We Naneinfed at the beginning of the 5th rock. Oh yeah, ads. I didn't even realize. Like, I'm not playing manual ads. The sound died. Can you hear this just cursed single note organ in the background now? The fire is gone. It's just the one note. So we didn't even... Well, maybe we needed the 5th rock, but... And we can still see the ship count at least. There is one constant single note as well that is just odd. We did get the ships. But we had way more ships on in the hiker run, right? We had nowhere near the retriggers, but we had like 70,000 ships on each card. Yeah, the bagpipe or organ or whatever it is, it's just one constant note. We are almost done. Oh yeah. The steel cards, wow. Now it's gone. Oh, we got the 20 interest, nice. So now we've truly beaten the game. So did you say a hand-sized Joker can actually... A banner is not gonna do it. So is it possible? I mean, I just want to see if we can find... I mean... There goes that guy. Chaos, wow. So anything hand size. I still think it won't work, I just have to see. Well, there was a pretty big, almost 1300 abstract. We have some score with this guy. But what do we get for hand size? It's like a bean, troubadour, whatever else we have that I don't even remember. Might need one more ectoplasm. It's only negative 438. The pirate guy. I'm gonna not remember most of these things. 2 hand size. I still think we can't play, but let's just see. Yep. So I'm fairly certain I've already tried that and I had the same result. So we are at negative 92,000 hand size, someone said in chat. So adding 2, we have a while to go to make that playable. We have a natural negative hack. Perfect for all the kings that we have. 859 on Swashbuckler, they're not worth that much, the socks. It's really just a collection of socks. And now it's 431 socks, so it's not like... Not all of them are negative, and we don't have an even amount of socks. We lost one. I think I kind of lost the hack. We should have had cartomancers so we can look. Wonder if I can install that and not ruin the save. Usually goes horribly wrong. But I think we're just gonna end here. We got a disco guy. Wow. What a perfect ending that we can never see. Oh, you can't have negative hands? Oh yeah, hands and hand size, I see. Right. Right. More ectoplasm. Now the Pareidolia. I mean, there's nothing we can do now. We are forever dead. Can reroll the shop and stuff, Mr. Bean. But I think it's just time to end. We can't play any more hands. 510 fortune teller. And I'm assuming I can finish editing it this week, so it's not gonna be this just endless slow stream. To get the dumbest Naneinf of all time at the end. I can't speak anymore either. So thanks for watching. Thanks for all the help. I will see you around.